Welcome to stretch and stability class. We're going to use the chair and then we're going to do some optional standing poses. Lee, if you haven't already, grab a towel or a scarf. All right, so welcome to stretch and stability. First class, hopefully we'll just keep this going indefinitely. This is going to be more about how do we build stability in our joints, like our shoulders, our hips. How do we stay strong through our body? And then how do we balance that with nice relaxation poses, right? So the idea is that when we add resistance in our body is when we start to build our strength in our muscles. And our muscles support our joints. So for a quick demonstration, bring your hands together in front of your heart and just let them rest there. And notice that this can be just a really softness, right? Good. And then we can press the palms together, pushing, and then lift the elbows up, but keep the shoulders down. So we are creating a little isometric tension when we do this. And maybe you can notice, where do you feel this? Right? So you might feel this in the wrists. You might feel this in your forearm muscles. You may feel it in your triceps, the back of your arms, your biceps, and even your shoulders. And I bet if you will hug your arms into your sides of your body, you may even feel it into your chest or your back. So this is an actual multi-purpose move that can highlight how this builds stability in our shoulder and chest joints. And then just let that relax. Good. So I'm going to do a little highlight of different areas today. And then each week we're going to just focus on one area a little bit more than the other. So go ahead and find instead of sitting back in your chair, we're going to sit down with our spine long. Good. And for mobility purposes, just to make sure that we have the joints ready to move, let's take the shoulders up and back and down a few times. Oh yeah, my shoulders are actually popping a little bit when I do this. Good. And then reverse direction. Good. And then do a little swimming, alternating one arm and the other, so we start to take that spine into a little bit of a twist side to side. Good. And then reverse the direction of that. Good. And then relax the arms down. So starting with the neck, I want to notice if you move it around a little bit, do you feel a place where it feels kind of tight or cranky? And just feel free to move it any way you'd like. It could be side to side, it could be a looking over the shoulder, twisting type movement, could be down, up and down, or even a nice circle. So you choose whatever feels good. So all we're doing is kind of creating a little bit of mobility in our neck if we haven't moved our neck yet very much today, which usually happens as soon as I wake up. I feel that kind of lack of mobility in my neck. Now, how do we strengthen our neck? Here's a good way. You can take your blanket, your towel, your strap, or even your hands clasped behind your head, okay? So choose any of those variations. And by putting some tension, we're gonna pull the towel or the scarf to your head and then resist by pushing your head back. And notice how that feels. Where you feel that in your neck, right? Good. Take another 2 breaths. Maybe your arms are even feeling it now, or your hands from holding on to it. Good. And then release that. So we've actually created some tension that will strengthen our neck. We're going to take the opposite. Instead of with the towel, we're just going to take the palms of the hands to our forehead and then push your forehead into your hands and your head into your, whatever way, I forgot what I just said. Good. Feel that tension. Maybe you feel the tension on the back. Good. And then release. Good. So we've created some strength here, right hand to right temple. Ooh, it looks like everybody has a headache, right? Pushing into that. Maybe notice it on that right side of the neck. You can even feel how there's like a muscle or rope alongside the neck. Good. And then left hand to left temple. Keep your head upright as much as you can and just use this isometric pressure, and notice that maybe you feel more of that rope of muscle going down that left side of the neck. Good. The cat won't help too much with that particular move. Good, and then release it down. Good, so now we've created strength in her neck, and then we can make those nice stretches by drawing the letter O with our nose. So the strength is just as important, because if you've ever seen a brand new baby, they barely can hold their head up, or they can't hold their head up at all, right? Bring your head back to neutral. So brand new newborn, what do? Their heads are very wobbly, and it takes them time to build up those muscles around the neck. So we want to keep our muscles around our neck strong, but at the same time, we want to release that tension. So that's one example of how we can build stability in our neck so that it doesn't feel like it's always straining, right? So begin to also notice if your ears are over your shoulders, or if you're jutting your head forward. Because if you're jutting your head forward, you're going to create some tension right there in the back of the neck. So try to keep your chin lined up over your chest. Okay, so now we're going to add by coming into the shoulders. We did a little bit of warm-up already, so let's pretend we're doing push-ups. We're going to bring and spread our fingers wide. I'm going to stand so you can see me. Hug your elbows down by your sides. Good, and imagine that you have a wall right in front of your hands. So we're going to do imaginary push-ups, and we're going to do these standing as well as sitting. Later on, we'll do some standing. Good, and then push out. Good, and then turn the palms under and pull in. Good, push out. Good, and pull in. Do it with some effort. So when you push, feel these muscles working, and then pull back in. So with intention, one more time, push, good, and then pull. Good, so if you hug your elbows down by your sides, good, keep the shoulders down away from the ears, hopefully you start to feel all of this working just a little harder. Good, and release down, good, and then just roll things out again. Good, so this is mobility, this is strength, this is stretch. Give it a nice hug, right? Just taking that arm across. And they're all good. We just need them all for different things, and opposite side. Good. All right, and then release. Beautiful. We're going to move then into, if you notice when we pulled back, we were using our hands too. So if you squeeze your hands, you're going to find that there's some effort into that. And if you have one of those squeeze balls, that's a good thing to do too, because you're building some muscles in your hands, right? Good, and then you can shake out so that you're releasing some of that tension. All right, now we'll move into more of our core. We're kind of doing a little preview of all the different areas of the body and working through just a little bit of it today. So if we think about the core, and those of you who took class on Thursday or looked at my little video from the newsletter, this is kind of what we do. So find your tall pose, find your nice tall length of your spine. Keep your belly drawing in. Good. And then make sure your feet are kind of right beneath your knees. Good. So from there, what you'll want to do, and I'm going to turn sideways, you can see, is lean forward a little. Keeping your hands on your thighs, start to notice that your belly is working to keep you upright and your back muscles are working to keep you upright. So this is our chair seated pose. And then if you wanted to add to this, you reach your arms forward, one or both, right? Good. If you start to feel back pain, then bring your hands back to your thighs and maybe come back up a little. All right, so let's add. You choose whether you want to keep this gentle or start to work harder. Palms forward, like you're pushing that wall away. And then turn the palms under, pull it back as we come back upright. So let's do that. Push forward and then pull it back in. Do it with some effort. 3 more times. Push and pull. Keep going. Beautiful. Push, pull. And then reach out, lean forward, and find your chair pose. Hold for a few moments, just a few breaths, I mean. Good, and then bring the hands down. To release that tension that we just created, we can do a little forward fold, letting our spine round and maybe wiggling out there. So always balancing our strength work with some nice stretches. Good. And then slowly coming back up, bring your hands to your thighs and circle around a few times. Oh yeah, this feels good. This is really kind of a combination of stretching and mobility. And then reverse direction on that. Good. Cat-cow, inhale, chest forward, shoulders down and back. Exhale, round, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, and rounding the back. Go through that a couple more times. Now, how strong do you want to be on this? If you make it really soft, it's a nice stretch. If you start to really pull the belly back, then it becomes more of a strength movement, right? Down and back. So you choose. It all comes down to your intention and your effort. Good. And then as you're ready, maybe a gentle forward fold, elbows or hands to the thighs, or even going down toward the shins. And then slowly roll it back up. Good. So here's a good time for a water break. If you have some water, go ahead and grab it. If you have any questions, it's a good time to ask. And I'm going to do a quick check-in. How's everybody feeling? Up, down, or eh? So far, pretty good? Okay. I'll tell you for me, it's a little I didn't get quite enough sleep last night, so I might be taking a nap in just a little bit for just a little while. Okay, and I'm going to also notice that I've got a couple, let's see, who joined later. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's move into the hips. Take the feet wider. Bring your hands on the inside of your thighs. Use your hands to press the thighs out, but resist with that with your thighs. So maybe you start to notice with your hands between your thighs and resisting with your hands pushing out and your thighs pressing in, where do you feel this the most? So you might feel it in your arms, your shoulders. You might feel it on the inside of your thighs, but probably not a lot. Good. And then release. Beautiful. So in the future, we will add things like a block or pillows, and I'll always let you know beforehand what to have ready, and we'll use that to give it a squeeze, and then you'll feel the inside of your thighs working a little bit harder, okay? All right, and then if you walk your feet in a little closer, knees over ankles, hands to the outside of your thighs, then resist as you try to take the knees further apart, but your hands press in. Good. So again, you may feel this more in your arms than your legs, but your legs are doing some work too. Good, and then release that. And we'll take the feet wide and do an in and out like our Charleston. This time we just make this nice and relaxing, checking in with the mobility of our hips, right? Good. And I'm gonna hug that right knee in, give it a nice squeeze, point and flex through the toes. Circle the ankle and reverse the direction of that circle. As you bring that right leg down, let's play with what's the difference between mobility, which is just using your hands to guide that right leg in circles, and strength. So now flex that right foot, let go if it feels okay, and then take this more strong version of this hip movement. Good, and then reverse. Always listening to your body saying, okay, that's enough, or I don't want to do it this way. It's always okay, let it go. Ooh, so anybody start to feel that activation through that hip joint? Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. You can make it nice and soft, or you can make it strong, okay? In the future, we can add things like bands to create even more resistance, and I'll demonstrate this when we stand, okay? And I have extras of these, so if anybody's interested, I can probably mail them to you or drop them off somewhere. All right, left knee into the chest, give it a hug. Good. Make this one soft, just get the toes and ankle moving. Point and flex, circle the ankle, and reverse. And if you want, you can start to take that leg into circles, making it nice and soft, and reverse. Or if you'd like, flex the foot, let go of the leg, and then go stronger. Good. And reverse that. Of course, if you get a cramp, it's time to stop, right? I get cramps there all the time. Bring it down, shake it out. Nice job. So the point of all of this is that our core stabilizes the center of our body, the core and the back. The hips stabilize the glutes, and the muscles on the side stabilize our hips so that we can walk and get out of our chair easily. So all of this is really to help our bodies function a little bit better. And then finally, the idea that we can get the calves muscles working by flexing and pointing those ankles can be a stretch, but it also, if we use resistance like that band, we can push against it. So we'll explore that in future times, that we can explore that. We'll do more when we're standing, and same thing with the left, kind of a little point and flex. Go ahead and bring it down. Take your feet a little bit wider and swing over toward the right side. And we're really not trying to reach back with this left leg. We just want to start to notice the front of that thigh. But if you push back with your heel of your foot, you may feel a big stretch across the back of your Achilles and up through the calf. Ooh, I'm really feeling that. You can even kind of do a little back and forth movement or in a side to side movement. That's going to work into your ankle a little bit. Be very gentle with this. And anybody who wants to try toe under, you're going to get a different ankle stretch. Yeah, by tucking your toes so the tops of your feet are on the ground. I know it's kind of weird. And if it's not for you, then skip it. Like, I'm getting a foot cramp, so I'm going to take that out. All right, and let's go to the left. All right. So again, if you're trying to avoid any too much going on, you're just going to barely, that left knee is going to kind of come forward, okay? And we're going to just press back with the heel. Good. And then back and forth. And then a little side to side movement. And this is just to be really nice to ourselves, and then we can get a little stronger if you choose to later. And if you want to tuck the toes under, or actually untuck the toes so the top of your foot is down. And that's a nice little ankle stretch, but only if it feels good. Some people that doesn't feel good. Good, and then release that. Let's come back to center. All right, beautiful. Okay, so anything else you need, feel free to move things around, give yourself a little twist, stretching out big, whatever you need. Go ahead and take your time to move your body around. Oh, we're kind of getting things warmed up. We're starting to strengthen different areas of our body. And we're going to start to demonstrate some of this in more of a standing version. So if you prefer to stay seated, you're going to do kind of the versions we already just did. But if you're ready to get on up, then do it with intention. Watch your knees, keep your knees over your ankle, and then just slowly come on up. Good. If you want to come in up and down a few times, feel free, or you're just going to make your way up. All right, so try that a few times. If you want, think about that chair pose we just did. Straight spine, leaning forward, pushing into the feet, squeezing the glutes, and then reversing that as we come back down. So this is our chair pose, but an active chair pose. Reach up, good, and back down. And then last one, come all the way up, reach up tall. Inhale and exhale, release. Good. Bringing the feet a little wider and swinging the hips side to side. And then maybe adding some circles. And reverse. Good. All right, and then move around so you're behind your chair. Move your chair in front of you, whatever works for you in your space. I'm going to grab another drink of water. You're welcome to do the same. Fabulous t-shirt, Elvis 2020. That is so cool. Okay. So now let's come back to that chair pose. So now, and I'm going to turn mine sideways. You can face forward. Now as we hold onto the back of the chair, you may not need to. We bend the knees and send the hips back. So you make it really gentle at first. Make sure that your tailbone is in line with your spine, not sticking up and not tucked under, but right in between. Belly is drawn in toward the spine, and our torso is upright. Good. Now you may feel this in the ankles too. I definitely do. And then if you want to, one or both arms. Good. Option to bend the knees a little more, send the hips a little bit further back. It's up to you, or keep your hands on your chair. Good, and then slowly come back up, shake out one leg, shake out the other. I like to get the ankles moving too. And just like we did before, where we tucked so that our tops of our foot was down, you can try that, but only if it feels okay in your body, okay? It's not required that we do any particular version of these poses. All right, now let's try that chair pose again. We're gonna add that push and pull movement. So find your chair pose first. Make sure your knees are not past your toes. And you decide how far, but remember, belly's drawn in, maybe even squeezing the glutes so that you feel everything right here, nice and strong. We're gonna bring our hands alongside our chest. Good, and then push forward, pull back. Trade that two more times. Press, and then pull back, and one more time. Pull back. Good, reach up, hold, count 3, 2, 1. Release. Good. Shake out one leg. Shake out the other. Good. All right. So chair pose is a lot different standing, isn't it? Anybody notice where you feel it more? When you were doing your chair pose, front of your thighs? Yeah. Yeah. So there it's pretty common. Also, the back muscles are working too, but it's a little more noticeable when we're doing that. So let's add to this by doing a little lunge sequence. So, and then we can talk about what that's doing. So all we're going to do is take the right foot, step it back, but keep the heel lifted. So the left knee bends. Good. Now imagine that your thighs are trying to squeeze to touch each other, but they're not actually moving. You're going to start to feel some hip muscles getting activated here. Good. From this pose, bend a little bit more. Bend both legs and then straighten. Good. Make this really gentle if you have any knee issues. Okay? Bend, straighten. bend, straighten. And then bend and hold. Good. Press back with that right heel. And then if you can, we're even letting go for a little bit of a challenge for our balance here. Good. And then bring the hands to the chair. We're going to step the front foot back and bend the knees as we reach back with the hips to our downward facing dog. Let the hips wiggle side to side. There's a little bit of strength involved in downward facing dog in that we're still trying to keep our abdominal muscles engaged. Good, and then as we look forward, we'll step it forward. Good, and then we'll switch sides. I'm just turning sideways so you can see, but we're gonna do left leg back next. So left leg reaches back. It doesn't matter how big you make it. It could be here, it could be way back, and then the front knee bends. Good. So again, draw the thighs towards each other. That's where the strength and stability happens. Good. Then if you want, we bend both knees a little more and back up. If you're feeling pretty stable, you can bring both hands to your hips or arms up toward the sky. Let's do 3 bends. Good. And then holding with a little bit of a squat and a lunge squat, and then maybe reaching up at the same time. Check in with your balance here. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring both hands to the back of the chair and the right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Wiggle out the hips. You can bend one knee and then the other, doing a little pony prance too. Good. With your next inhale, look forward, step forward with your right foot. Bend the right knee and then angle the left foot so that the left foot is flat. Good. So you may even feel that in your calf. And then we're going to keep the torso upright here. All right. So what's working? Maybe you feel the back calf, the thigh of the front leg, belly's drawn in, hands are on the chair. Hug your elbows in toward your body, and then we'll do a little push-up. Lower the chest toward the chair, and then press back away. Let's do that 2 more times. On the last one, hold, squeezing the elbows right to your sides. 5, for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then straighten back up. Step the left leg forward, or whichever leg it was back there. Whew, and just wiggle it out, shake it out. Yeah, so now we're getting into some of that upper body work. Okay, now, other leg. So I think it's the right. Good. Angle the foot so it's flat. Left knee bends. Good. So again, check in. Maybe you're feeling some big stretching happening through your ankle, your calf. Maybe your glutes need to work a little bit harder to hold your hips in a stable position here. Good. And this is really a warrior one. We do this all the time in our class. But we're going to add our push-ups again. So hands to the chair. Hug your elbows or hug your upper arms towards your body, and then lower your chest. Good. And then press back up. Good. Lower. Elbows by the ribs. X and press back up. Good. Last one, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back away. Good. And then step the foot forward. Release that. And just give your arms a swing. Ooh. So those push-ups are good for the triceps. These muscles right here. Yeah, just swing your arms a bit. Okay, and now let your body swing. Yeah. All right, nice job. Beautiful, and then we'll move to the right side of the chair. Actually, let's take a water break real quick. I want to introduce, we won't do this today, but I just want to show you that we can use these. So if you have them, let me know, or if you need a set, let me know. This one's lightweight, okay? They come in a lot of different shapes, and and they're just stretchy, right?
So are you talking about they're connected together? You don't tie them in a knot like your other one?
You can tie them in a knot like this one. Yeah, you can, if you have just a stretchy band, you can tie it. And if you need some, I have a few extras and I can mail them out to you or meet you somewhere. A couple things we can do with them is do shoulder work by stretching them out. And some of you bought these when I was teaching them, teaching over at Boynton Physicians Group, right? And here's another version. Just a quick demo, okay? We're not doing them today, but I just want you to see that if you put them around the legs and you do a step and a step, you're working through the outside of your legs, all right? So I'm gonna I'm gonna show this, but you guys can try it without the band. You're gonna move to the right side of your chair and you're just gonna take that right leg out to the side. Good, and then bring it down. So just do that a couple times. So I'm getting a little extra because of the resistance of the band. Good, and then letting go of the band, I'm just gonna let it go. We're gonna bend the knee and circle the knee around a few times. And then reverse. Good, and then let it relax. Good, so now we'll finally get to our balance pose. Because stability is also about trying to find better balance, right? We're gonna do flamingo pose. Hi, Sidel. All right, so weight is in left foot. Right leg lifts. Good. If you find this is too difficult, keep the right toe down and let go, all right? So try it out. Right toe down, let go. Try lifting the leg. Maybe you have to hold on to the chair. And then we're going to take right arm forward. So we're going to pretend this is a flamingo. Maybe both arms, maybe not. Ooh. All right. And then release down. Ooh. I don't know about that one. And wiggle out the hips. So this is where that hip stability really comes into play, as well as really our ankles and our feet on that pose. We'll move over to the left side. And here's where if we had the resistance band, we'd put that back around our ankle. And then we're just gonna take left leg out to the side. If you flex your foot, you'll feel more engagement through the outer thigh. But you can point if that feels better, okay? And just bring it out and in, out, in, out. Hold for a bit. I feel it here. You may feel it somewhere else. And then I forgot to do this on the other side. Cross in front and squeeze the thighs together. See how you might feel that inner thigh up through the center of your belly. Good. And then bring it down. Left knee bends. Send some circles around. And then reverse. Good. Bring it back down. All right, preparing for our flamingo on this side. So holding on with the right hand, left knee bends. You can keep the toe down. And then see if you can let go of the arms. Ah. All right, if you can lift the leg, even if you need to hold on, try that. Take the left arm forward. Good, and then decide if you want to try and bring the right arm forward too. Find a spot to look at that's not moving. What? Don't watch me. I'm not a good example on this side. Good, and then bring it down. Nice job. Whew. Take those feet wide and draw some big circles with your hips. Little hula hoop movement. And then reverse. Good, so that's what this is all about. The reason I wanted to include stability is when I first started taking yoga, I tried to do the really fancy flexible stuff, and I found that it hurt. It actually hurt my back. So only when I started to work on the stability of my hips did I feel that my back was safe. All right, ready to make your way back to your chair and have a seat. Woo. Wiggle things out. You can do a little forward fold. You can circle around. You can play around here. And I'm going to demonstrate one more thing we can do with these bands in a future class. And that's by pushing our foot and flexing, we actually build some strength in that ankle, okay? You could probably do this with a regular strap too. It just won't stretch, right? So if you had like a regular strap, that might work too. So I just wanted to show you how handy these things can be when we're trying to actually build our strength without using really heavy weights or anything like that, okay? All right, whew, we got all this strong work done, and now we can just enjoy some of our nice big stretches, because that's the whole point. We want to be able to strengthen our body and then let go of the tension by just relaxing our body. All right, so let's take our spinal movements. Let's take and reach that right arm up, or just keep it on your shoulders. You lean to the left. Good. Oh, keep breathing. Keep going. Going deeper if you want to go deeper, or backing off a little bit, holding on this side. Good, and then coming back up. Good, and then over to the left. Hand on the shoulder, maybe reaching overhead, it's up to you. Even in this little bends that we think of as stretches, there's still some strength happening. So as we lean to the left, you'll feel that the left side of your body is actually holding you up. The sides of your muscles, your obliques on the sides of your abdominal muscles come back up, and then over to the left. Good. And one more time to the right. And one more time to the left. Good. And then as you come back to center, let's take a twist to the right. Taking both hands over toward the right side, looking over your right shoulder. Good. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. If you want to take the legs wider and let the legs swing to the right as you twist, you can, but you don't have to. Inhale through center, swinging to the left, twisting to the left. So one more time, anyway. And if you want to keep this gentle, just keep your hands on your shoulders and across your chest and twist to your right. Coming back to center. Good. Find our cat and cow again. Inhaling, letting the arms open as we expand the chest out in front. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. And then exhale, round. Good. Two more times. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to neutral. And a little forward fold again. Belly closer to thighs, head relaxing. You decide how far to go. I don't know if you all saw the little cartoon I sent out on my newsletter, but you know, I talked about how on the forward fold, people try to bring their belly straight to their thighs. Well, that's not so important. What's important is that you don't hurt your back here. So that's why I like the chair version, because your knees stay bent. You can kind of let this go as much as you need to. And then slowly rolling back up. Nice. All right. We'll take another little nice stretch. Actually, let's play with one more strength move since we have a little bit of time. I got through these a lot quicker than I thought. So right leg lifts, hold the back of your thigh, and then reach that leg out. So I'm gonna turn it sideways so you can kind of see what happens. So start to notice what it takes to hold that leg up. And if you can let go, let go. If not, then hold on to it. It's absolutely fine. Try to push out through your heel, lengthen up through your spine. Feel the top of your thigh working just a little harder to hold yourself up. Maybe you even reach up. Good. And then when you're ready, bend the knee, relax the legs, shake it out. Good. And now left leg, stretch it out. Good. Sometimes we tend to slouch when we do that. Try to sit up tall. Hold the leg or let go. It's up to you. Can you reach out with your heel a little bit more? Can you sit a little taller? Maybe you can reach your arms up. Oh, I don't know. This side might be a little harder. So kind of give it a try for a moment. Good. And then release. Whew. Shake it out. Good. So that really did activate the muscles in the tops of our thighs, the hips. Anytime you start to feel a lot of too much tension in the low back, squeeze your glutes a little bit. So squeeze your tush underneath you and you'll feel that activation all the way around here, okay? Now here's another test. Here's a little test. Can you do both legs? And if it's too difficult, then sit all the way back in your chair. So just give it a try. What happens when you try to do both your legs? Ooh, that's kind of tough for me. I almost feel like I'm gonna fall out of my chair. So if you do feel that way, then just scoot back a little bit. Good, sit up tall, so reach out through both heels, maybe both arms reach up. Good, keep breathing, thinking about the letter L that we're just drawing. And L is for love. Good, and then bring it down. Whew, good job. All right, let's take the right ankle over the left ankle. Good. Notice how it feels to stretch that out. So you can use your right hand to press your right thigh away. Just give that a nice little, almost like a little massage right here, right? And then, if you'd like, and you have your hip allows you to, bring your right ankle to your left thigh. If not, you're gonna keep it down by the ankle. Good, let the leg relax here. Notice how that hip feels on that right side. Good. Beginning to hinge forward like we did with our chair pose. So hands either stay on thighs or you reach your arms forward. And if you wanted to add more palm space forward, like you're pushing a wall away, lean out a little further and then pull it back. Good. And then exhale, press. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, reach out. Hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. Let it go. And then allow yourself to just kind of slump and rest. Even if you're bringing your hands to your thighs. Allow this to be more of a stretch. And then slowly roll up. Uncross the right leg, send it out to the right side, shake it out. Bringing the knee in and out. You can do anything you want here. So this is a nice way to let that tension go in the hip. But if you wanted to keep working through the hip, we would do a tap and a tap. So tap it out, tap it in. Tap it out, tap it in. Last one. Tap it out, tap it in. Good. And then let it relax. Nice job. Okay. Whew, I hope I remember that same sequence that we just did. As one of you might remind me. All right, left ankle over left thigh, or left ankle over right ankle. Use your hand, left hand to gently press that thigh away. Give yourself a little massage here. So we're always going to balance that nice, relaxing stretches with some of that effort that we do here. Good. Then either keeping the leg where it is or bringing the ankle to the thigh. If you flex your foot, turning your toes away from you, you'll feel that the muscles around the knee get a little more activated, a little stronger to keep that knee healthy, all right? or if you have knee issues, you want to protect that knee. All right, find your chair pose. So first sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hands on thighs, lean forward. Good. Find your length or your depth of your chair pose. If you want to add effort, hands reach forward. Good. Pulling the belly back at the same time as we're leaning forward. And then we're going to pull it in, come upright, and push it back out. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Good. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Keep reaching as far as you are comfortable with. Challenge yourself, but not to the point of pain or severe discomfort. Good. And then when you're ready, we're just going to let it be relaxed. Your toe can actually relax. You can bring your hands to your thighs and let your head hang down. Maybe do a little wiggle side to side. And then slowly roll it up. Good. Beautiful. Uncross the leg, shake it out. Send it out a little bit to the side and shake it out. And then here's where you can just make this really nice and relaxing. Or if you want just a little more effort, we're going to tap the toe on the out and then bring it in. Tap it out. You can always hold the thigh if you need to. Bring it in. Tap it out. Bring it in. Good. And shake it out. Maybe we'll do a little stomp through the feet. We haven't done that lately. We can throw a temper tantrum, right? We can throw a temper tantrum. Yeah, roll out the shoulders, get everything moving. Why not? Make this fun. Just say, oh, thank you, body, for doing all the things that you can do today. And always just being aware that it's good to be loving towards the parts of the body that aren't working as well as we'd like them to, because they're here and that's what we have to work with today. All right, let's take a little last bit of water break. Sit back for a moment. So as I mentioned, each class will kind of focus. Today we kind of did a little bit of everything. Neck, shoulders, we did a little bit of wrists, core, back, hips, thighs, ankles. We kind of did a little bit of everything. Each class I'm going to try to focus on one area a little bit more than the other so we can really spend more time on that area. But I wanted to give you a nice overview of what we'll be doing in class. All right, so let's relax the arms down by the side. Shake out the arms a little bit. Did some push-ups today. And then let's turn the palms up and inhale, sweep the arms up. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer in front of the chest. Inhale, reach up again. And exhale, float the arms back down. Like big sun circles. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Good. One more time. So if your shoulders are not participating, you just keep your hands here and then bring it down. Good. And then this is when we come up, we're going to let the right hand go over to the right as we lean to the right side. So keep your hand on your chest if that feels better. Good. And then back up and then over to the left. So we're going to end with all these nice yummy stretches I like to do. Good. One more time each side. Over to the right. And again, you can always keep your hands down if your shoulders are not liking the overhead movement. Good. And then coming back to center. Nice job. Oh, let's take that right arm out in front and give it a hug. Noticing how the shoulder feels. The tricep where we worked with our push-ups, the upper back area. And then maybe gently look to your right, just to see how the neck is feeling. Good. As we look forward, we'll lift that right arm, swing around and give ourselves a pat on the back. Left hand can help hold it up, or you may be able to reach your elbow overhead. It's not a requirement, so be nice if it's not feeling good today. Good. Maybe take a little lean over to the left side. Good. Bring it up and release. Good. Left arm across. Hug it in. Oh. Maybe wiggle out the fingers. Take your head and look to the left. And looking forward, swing that left around to give yourself a pat on the back. Good. Right hand can hold it up or might reach for the elbow. If you're there, you might take a lean over to the right side. Stretching a little more down through that back of your arm and down the side of the body. Good. And then bring it back up. And then release. Good. Rolling the shoulders around. Gently taking the head in some circles. Oh, my neck is popping again, even though it did already at the beginning. And reverse. Good. So I'm going to show you a couple little hand stretches just to make sure. We did a lot of work, so if you can kind of open and close the hands. I'm going to get a little closer so everybody can see what I'm doing. Just do some, we did a lot of this movement because we were pushing and pulling. But if we wanted to stretch this now, we could take that right hand forward and use the left hand to pull back so we get a little bit of a wrist stretch. Yeah, so elbow can be bent or you can press out. Just notice if that feels okay in your shoulder or not. Good. And then we'll turn and flex the fingers down and take the left hand to the top of the hand. So maybe you're feeling a little bit of stretch in the top of your wrist here. And now turning that right palm up, left hand's going to go underneath and look for the thumb. You got it. So you're going to try and hold onto your thumb, maybe draw it down a little so you get a little stretch in that thumb joint. Be gentle with this. And then maybe the index finger, the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Good. And letting go that hand, shake it out. And let's do left hand. So let's see if I can remember. Left hand forward, and then right hand gently pulls the knuckles back. Again, bend the elbow or stretch it out, whichever one feels better for you, okay? And then palms down, fingers down, right hand on top. Good. Again, I can always bend if I need to decrease the intensity on my shoulder. Now as that left palm turns up, right hand goes underneath looking for the thumb. Gently drawing it down just so you get a little movement of that joint right through that thumb joint. And then we'll go to the index finger and the middle finger. I always tell you all, careful where you point that middle finger, right? Yeah. In ring finger and pinky. Good. Let it go, shake it all out. So we've shown some love to our hands. We've also done some strengthening work for our hands too. Good. Let's go ahead and sit back in the chair. Take a little more movement that you need or just relax. Notice how your entire body feels. We worked from head to toe. And so I just want you to be, maybe just tune into your body and say, hey, it works pretty well. Or maybe there's parts that didn't work as well. And you can just say, okay, that's an area that I'll be aware of and that I can treat with compassion. And maybe after a while, there'll be some improvements. So let's just check in with our breath. Bring your hand to your belly, one to your chest. And let's just take 3 rounds of deeper breath. Inhaling so the belly and the ribs and the chest expand. And exhale, let it all go. Okay, 2 more. And then releasing your hands to any comfortable place. Without any particular breath work, just allow yourself to rest, sit, shoulders relaxed, feet relaxed, legs relaxed, face relaxed. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to rest and let all of that work that we've done settle into your body. When we build our muscles, the rest period is just as important as the work period, because that's when the muscles rebuild stronger and the waste in your muscles gets carried away. So just take a few more breaths. I'm going to be quiet for just a moment. And then gently bring your attention back, your awareness back to your breath. Start to find a little bit more movement. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your head around. Take a deeper breath, stretch out if you feel good. Allow yourself to move in any way that you'd like. Good. And then as you're ready, gently open your eyes. Yeah, move any way you'd like. Good. Let's take that one more big inhale. Reach the arms back. I forgot to do this. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Oh, that's my hug to you and a pat on the back, right? Good. And then noticing which arm you did on top, let's open again and exhale, opposite arm on top. Good. Maybe send some kisses. Mwah. Thank you, arms. Thanks for all the work you did today. And then with an inhale, let's open out the arms. Bring the hands together in front of the heart in a more relaxed version of what we did earlier, and just acknowledging yourself for the work you've done today. I want to thank you all for joining in with this strength and or stability and stretch class that we started up, and I'd love to hear your feedback. But may you have a beautiful day. May you continue to be safe and sound. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.